Howdy folks, welcome back to Fishing Rock Mile Arc, playing as the Tall Turtle today, and we are finally going to get going on Assetto Corsa. I'm sure you all know what this is, but if you don't, this is like the X-Plane of the racing sim world. It's a no-nonsense, full-fledged racing simulator, and it's extremely difficult, and is much, much more challenging than your arcade-style games like Need for Speed or even Forza Motorsport 7, which we've been playing, which is kind of a mix between simulator and arcade. We aren't going to start a career yet today. We will soon. But let's go to the main menu for right now. Now, I have already set up all my controls, and you can use a shifter with the clutch. You cannot use the paddle shifters with the clutch in this game like you can in others. I just want to make that very clear. If you haven't watched the Forza Motorsports series I have going on, I'll quickly update a few things here for the people who may be here for this. This says the Tall Turtle is my name because that's my non-flight sim name, and that's my brand recognition. There's the turtle I made myself, and I'm using the G29, just letting G-Hub do the configuration for me. I have moved my brake pedal and gas pedal faces closer together so I can heel toe, but I'm having difficulties because I've been playing in socks lately. I've not tried shoes yet, and I've not tried playing barefoot yet, but I might have to because my socks slip around and it makes things very difficult, but we'll see how it goes today. Let's see. I've done a few races on my own before I started recording this and set up my apps, they call it, which is what you see on screen while you're racing. I set that up already. The reason why it's a simulator in every sense of the word is that it is what you make of it. In Flight Sim, we talk about how the flight simulator is what you make of it. You can ignore certain things if you want to. You can utilize certain things if you want to as you're learning how to fly a plane. Same thing goes with this with the car. You can have sequential transmission, you can have a shifter transmission, you can have an automatic transmission, you can have brake assist, traction control, or not. Turn that stuff on and on as you go. There's some other assist things you can do as well. That's one of the big things that makes the simulator what you make of it, are like the assists. So if you want to have a fully automatic car with all the assists and crank down the AI difficulty, you can. If you want to crank the AI difficulty to the max, have no assists, and have to use a manual transmission with the shifter and the clutch, you can, and a few things in between. So what we're going to do is stick to what the cars can do. So if it's a sequential shifter, we're going to use paddle shifters. If it's a clutch and a shifter stick, we will use the shifter stick and the clutch. If it's a modern car that allows some traction control, we'll do traction control. If it doesn't, we won't. Things like that. I probably won't be playing this as much as Forza Motorsport 7 just because this is a lot more involved, like a flight simulator. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see. I might favor Forza because it's kind of arcade-ish. I might favor this because it's not arcade-ish at all. Don't know. We'll see. Stats, I've done, let's see, a few races. I've not started a career that we will be doing together as a series. I won't do that off camera, do that with you. Controlled, if you want to see, that's what I got going on here. Oh, another note. I could not get my Bandicam to hook to this game, so I'm recording in screen mode, which means it's fine for me, but it might have some tearing in rendering. So if that's the case, I'll have to figure out how to hook this. I had it hooked when I did a test, and now I can't get it to hook. Screen recording affects frame rates quite a bit, and screen recording will tear horizontally, which is a VSync thing, but I don't see that. So if I do the VSync and I don't need to, it can screw me up. But it only records it that way because it's not as fast when it records. It's not as good. So we'll see. Hopefully my recording as I speak is turning out okay, and we can drive and you're not going to get tearing. If it tears, I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board before I record my next episode of this. We'll see what happens. My controls are this. You can look at that if you want to. I don't think you're going to get anything out of that, to be honest. I have my shifter checked or not checked, depending. And then my frame rate, if you're curious, I had frame rates on. I was getting 359 frames per second. 359 frames per second with these settings. I think that's hilarious. What's this? Career. We're not going to do career. We're going to drive a little bit today. What are we going to use to drive? We have a bunch of cars to choose from. A whole bunch of fun stuff. Let's start with the slow car. So we're not going to do the McLaren, although I did race this last night. I did okay, but it wasn't very realistic. Let's not do that. Let's do something. What is this? MX-5. Let's do something Mazda Miata. Something cute. But it wasn't done. I guess I can still go to here, and there you go. I wanted to change my color. Let's do that. No. Let's do that. A yellow Miata. No, let's do silver. Ooh, like blue silver. Well, let's go back to this dark red. All right, let's do that. Oh, something else about this game that I'm not really into, that I'm going to have to get into, is I guess tuning is extremely critical in this simulator. I'm going to call this a simulator if I remember. The Forza Motorsport, you can just get used to the car as is and drive, but this, you have to push the car as hard as you can and then figure out where it falters and then tune it. You have to, my understanding is you have to really be into tuning in this simulator. So let's start with something easy, kind of easy. I think about as easy as it gets. Well, that's pretty easy too. Let's do what we had. This one. Let's do that one. Opponents. We don't want to. Okay, what are we driving? A little Miata. Let's add a couple of other Miatas. Let's get rid of some of these guys. This actually took me a long time to figure out the screen. Again, it's a simulator and it's similar to X-Plane, and it's a couple years old, so you kind of have to. Ford Escort. Let's put a couple Escorts in there. What's this thing? A Toyota? Let's put a couple of those in there. Not the faster ones. That's the other thing. If you select cars that are way faster than you, even if you're the best racer, and these are faster, better cars, no. Although my dad used to say, let's race and I'll win. Then we'll change cars and I'll still win. I mean, there is some truth to that. But against this AI, it's going to be good enough that if their car is really good and you're the best you can in a crappier car, you're not going to win. I had that experience yesterday. I'm like, I'm going to throw all these really fast cars in, and I had like a little air bath. And straight line, they all blew by me like I was on a bicycle. It was hilarious. So anyway, let's do that. What else? Let's throw any of these others in there? Nope. Okay, good. All right, summary. Time of day, let's just keep everything. Again, this is like weather in the flight sim. You can do whatever you want. Let's just do 2 laps for right now. Assists. We're not going to do automatic, so we are going to do manual. See, this is opposite. So with it off, it's a manual. With it off, you use the clutch. Traction control, I do factory. ABS we do factory. These cars did have that stuff. Fuel consumption, yeah, why not? The car will get lighter, and it'll change different. Stability control, maybe this car had that back then. I didn't see what year this was. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. What year? What year was this car? What was this? Oh, gosh, that's not what I wanted to do. No. Come back here. What year is this car? Mazda Miata NA doesn't say what year it is. It may have had traction control and ABS. Is ABS even on here? Why does it keep changing everything? I don't even see ABS or anything on here. Oh, and there's stuff down here. This is reflection. I kept thinking this meant the menu went further down on all these things, and it doesn't. That's just reflection. Otherwise, I think that's it. Last event, I did the same track, finished 13th. That's because I stopped and had to help my kid. I just let my car sit there. Oh yeah, opponents. Strength. Crank that thing down, man, or we don't have a chance. Variation. We want some variation in their driving style, though. We don't want any aggression. What does this do? Oh, that goes back to this. Of course it does. Otherwise, let's see. Did that save? Yes, that's saved. Okay, start the engine. Let's go. And it even takes a while to load. See, it has to load each car individually. I mean, it's just like Flight Simulator, but for racing. I'm really, really hoping that my screen isn't tearing. because I can't tell, because like I said, for me it doesn't matter, but the way it records it does. So just information here, we always start in the back of the pack, at least it seems to be that way. Track is great, wind, air, I mean, very careful planning. So you just hit the steering wheel, or you can tune here. So again, if there's tuning ability, you can do it here, and you need to get into that at some point. That's what I'm reading. You can't just drive stock all the time. You're just not going to win. You win your first couple races in career, I guess, and then after that, you can't. It doesn't work that way. So, whoops, to get this going, you put it in first gear, and you wait for those lights to go away. I started on the last light, got a penalty, and who's calling me? I'm not supposed to be getting calls right now. And I killed it because it's not like Forza. I went from Forza to this, and now I'm having problems. So anyway, over to the right are all these apps you can do. That's the stuff you see on screen. Oh, I can't do that and look at the same time. So what I did is I have my position in the top left. I made it a little smaller. This race is not going to go well because I'm talking so much, but that's okay. Well, see, in this you can't hit and bang into people like you can in the arcade games. You can't do that. So, on the top left you have your position and your laps. I know I'm driving like a grandma, but that's because I'm talking. That's not really like a grandma, though. That's just not driving. Top left position and laps, I put that there myself. On the bottom left, we have the map. I positioned that and sized it myself. It's all customizable. In the lower right, you have your speed and tachometer, which you have a couple choices for that. I resized that. I shrunk it way down and put it right above the leaderboard on the bottom. I guess that's what that is. I cannot turn that leaderboard off down here. That stays. I wish I could turn it off because I honestly don't care. But it just stays there. So that's what that is. And then on the right, you have all these different things you can do. And this scrolls down too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. So now that I said all that, again, camera, you can do the outside view thing just like this. And I try to keep my controls the best between different racing games so that they're all the same. This does have a few differences I'll talk about here. So that's inside the camera. Look left, look right. I don't know, pause, but there's a pause button. I think I don't want to push it. Okay, I will. It's not doing anything. I know it does something. Headlights, turn headlights on. See them flip up and down. There's a horn in this one. There's a handbrake, and there's look behind. So everything is the same except this as my other games, racing games. This just has a handbrake or a horn and lights. And I can't remember what this button does. Maybe it doesn't do anything. Otherwise, let's see. That's about it for controls. I know I didn't tell you what buttons I was pushing. I was just telling you there are similarities between sims. Alrighty, we're in 12th place out of 13th. Let's see if we can actually... We're not going to do much better with this far back in the pack, but let's see if we can kind of catch up a few positions here now that we're not talking anymore. Whoa, really? We're going to spin out into Miata. Are you kidding me? I was doing better when I was talking. Oh, I killed it. Really? This is way less forgiving than Forza. In Forza, you can just drop the clutch. In this, you really got to be careful, just like real life. So if you want a racing simulator, this is it. This is the racing sim, as far as I understand. All the others are like a mix between arcade and simulator, and then Need for Speed is like your arcade. But yeah, we're not gonna. Leaders on final lap. We're still on the first lap. That's hilarious. That's okay. We're just busy talking. We'll restart this race in a second. I just wanted to get you familiar with what I'm doing here. I gotta figure out a way to get... I just need to get a webcam and then just point it out like my controls, because I know people are really interested in that. I wonder how much my headlights are causing drag, if anything. Anyway, we're still on the first lap. And this car's all over the place. I know you can't really tell, but I'm fighting like crazy to keep this in a straight line. That's how I like it. Alright, we're on the second lap. I'm having a hard time getting above 100 miles an hour here. So I think what we're going to do actually is we're just going to restart this race, because there's no hope even getting into the 11th place. I was too busy talking. And we're in a really slow car. Maybe I'll change the cars and make them all Miatas. So anyway, let's get out of this race. I can't remember where my pause button is. There it is. Let's go back to, no, let's just exit. And let's return. And let's go back to opponents. And let's just do a bunch of Miatas. Let's do a little race of 10 Miatas. Because that's what we are, right? An MX-5 ND. Is that what we are, I think? I'm pretty sure that's what we are. Let's see what the summary is. And oh, whoops, here we go. Let's do 10 of these guys. And none of these guys. And, can I just have, are they all going to be red? Whatever. All right. I don't care about the results. I want to race again. Is it going to keep the cars, or is it going to redo the cars? We'll find out together here. It has to load everything. All right. Yep, they're all MX-5s. Okay, here we go. We're not going to tune anything. We're going to get in first gear. I got to crank up my sound so I can hear the engine. Oh, shoot. I accidentally dumped the clutch in accident, and now we have a penalty. So let's restart that. Restart session. Gall. Here we go. Okay, let's not dump the clutch, because then it counts as a go, and then you get a penalty. There we go. Just like real life, gotta let that clutch out slowly, or else you're gonna kill it. Alright. So they're all the same car, at least they're all different colors. This will show you how bad of a driver I am, because we're all equal. And I forgot to see if that driver AI ability was turned back up or not. It's quite possible that the AI got cranked back up to full, which would be a problem. And that means we have no hope, no chance. Coming through, guys. Coming through. Come on. Probably should have downshifted, but I didn't want to spin out. Now we'll downshift. Yeah, that second gear's really low geared. Okay. Because I can go faster. If I can go faster, I can go faster, right? Whoa, whoa, kicking out. Holy moly. Here we go. Yeah, still doing pretty poorly. Oh, brakes. Thank you. Oh, stay on the track. Oh, no, darn it. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. But it's a simulator, it's not an arcade game, so we do the best we can. We are on this journey together. So we're gonna learn how to race together. Oh gosh, the problem is it takes it out of your hands and you can't, it hurts. It hurts if you hang on to the steering wheel, so you're at the mercy of the wheel. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they hit me or what. Somebody might have hit me. That hurt. That's okay. Here we go. So yes, we're gonna be on this journey together. I would like to do this more than the arcade style racing games because this is a simulator, but I take X-Plane so seriously. It'd be kind of nice to play around a while and not have to take everything so seriously. So we'll see how this works. Only the future will tell. In the meantime, let's try to catch up to somebody. Oh gosh, come on. Come on. Oh, this is awful. But hey, we all start somewhere, right? We all start somewhere. I could jump in and just win races right off the bat on my first try. That wouldn't be fun either, right? Oh, this is really like my third try. Oh my gosh, I'm not any... See, you can tell the AI. I mean, the AI doesn't... They're not forgiving. Like in an arcade, a lot of times the AI will slow down, so you're kind of with them, and they'll speed up if you do better. But this is a simulator, so they're just going to keep going. They don't care about you, and that's obviously what's happening right now. Oh, this is worse than awful. I thought we'd at least be like in 10th out of 11th. I didn't think we'd be in last place. Oh well. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Oh. Oh. Hold it. Get out of there. Get out of there. There we go. Nice. Pop up those headlights. Oh, also, because I'm using the G29, My tachometer lights up on my actual steering wheel. I don't use it, but it is there. Also in this game, if you don't blip your throttle and heel toe when you downshift, you will lose control, just like real life. So you gotta rev match. You have to heel toe in this, which I'm getting the hang of it with this wheel setup. It's way more difficult than real life. I'll say that much. Way more difficult, but we're getting the hang of it here. Well, once I stopped talking, that went much better. Unfortunately, it was a couple miles too late. But oh well, at least we finished. We had a really good second half of the second lap. Why do I have sound going everywhere? Awesome. Alright, let's see. I came in last place. Oh well, what do we do next? What does that do? Restart? I think this quits. Still learning how this goes here. There we go. Hey, I did 45 seconds better than my best lap so far. Good. So there you go. There is a very brief introduction to Assetto Corsa. I know my racing is terrible, but I just wanted you to see it and how it's a simulator. I mean, this is a simulator. Like, this is the flight sim version, or the race version of flight sim, right? So we'll see. Forza's fun and exciting. This is serious, but still exciting. So we'll see. My plan is to do a bunch of different things, but we'll have to see how it goes. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any requests for things you want me to do in this, let me know. Otherwise, it's basically just free play like we did just now, or the career mode. I think for this I might actually stick to career mode just for some focus, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I want to be able to have it exciting for you guys. So I want to like not come in last place, but it's a journey like flight sim. My first flight sim video, I didn't know what I was doing, and look where we are now. I'm helping people. Same with this. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I know the concept of racing. I can race in real life, but getting it into a computer is different. So for all intents and purposes, I don't know what I'm doing. We'll learn together. Let me know what you think or not, because I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. But anyway, that being said, I've been the Tall Turtle / 15 nautical mile arc identity crisis, and I'll catch you next time.